gentlemen, forgive the noise. Happy Tuesday to all of you. Finally, I think at least two of us have been waiting for the NBA playoffs to finally reach its Final Four. It did as of last night. Big congrats goes out to the Boston Celtics, who now move on to finally have Game 1 of the Eastern Conference Finals against the Cleveland Cavaliers, who have pretty much had a good week of vacation, in a matter of speaking. It's also they didn't pull the whole Odell Beckham incident where they sat here and partied up on a boat for the entire time. This should be fine, or should be ready, in theory. We also like to send a special congrats out to the Las Vegas Golden Knights, who announced today that their partnership, with the the AHL's Chicago Wolves, who were formerly affiliated with the St. Louis Blues. And once again, it's pretty much like one of these crazy madness things that has been going on. But big congrats goes out to all the teams that have made it to the Final Fours. We finally have Final Fours, at least almost all over the place, with the exception of one. I do believe that we've been down this road before, and if you don't believe what I'm saying, we have been waiting patiently for the American Hockey League to get their heads out of their asses to get to their Final Fours. And the unfortunate thing is that at least at press release time, they have not gotten there just yet. Yes, we know. Tragedy. Thy name is. Oh, my goodness. We do have a Final Four. Holy shit, we could probably do 2 sets of picks today, folks. The Final Four has been nailed down and is, almost official. We at least have the Final Four from the Western side. It's the Eastern side that's going to be kind of a clusterfuck right now because we have a Game 7 pending between the Syracuse Crunch and Toronto Marlies, which will be, shockingly enough, tomorrow night in Syracuse. Marlies with a chance to head to the Eastern Conference Finals, who they will face the winner of the Hershey Bears and Providence Bruins. The Bears currently leading that series 3-2 with a chance to close it out tonight. And then if they don't do it tonight, they got a Game 7 tomorrow night. So I think we're pretty much at an impasse right now where we don't want to make any AHL picks, but we'll probably try to weed it out and see exactly what happens. But either way it looks at it, big congrats goes out to the San Jose Barracuda, the Reese pick of the month, in a matter of speaking, and the Grand Rapids Griffins, who both will be colliding for the Western Conference crown and the right to face each other in the Calder Cup final. That being said, allow me to introduce you to my brain trust, as a matter of speaking. This man you can actually catch on the Reese Cap. He is the host of it. You caught him on Facebook. You caught the debut show. We plan on doing another one just in the next couple of days. Nice little happy medium, but we got to wait for the Eastern Conference Final of the NBA to actually start off. But you know him as the Pussy Master of Philadelphia. Yes, apparently that was trending worldwide once again. People were asking the question. I wanted to ask Gordon Ramsay, but apparently he was a little too busy taking shots at, everybody in regards to their food platters. But ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the spirit of Philadelphia in human Negro form, human Negro no less. Doug and Reese, welcome back. I hope you had yourself a great weekend. It was a pleasure being able to do that show with you on Saturday.
Yeah, thank you very much. Had a great time, and I was just letting my mama know that although she's chilling down in Dallas for the weekend, I told her to bring back some Maverick stuff for me. So I figured Dirk's going to retire eventually, so he might be a collector's item. So.
Hey, if she's gonna bring you some Dallas stuff, she might as well just drop something in the mail to New Mexico. Send me like a nice little Dallas Cowboys jersey or something. Just so I can sit here and have a little something to add to my collection when football season actually starts. Yeah, just throw that out there, Mama Reese, please. I know you hear me. I know you hear us. Bring the noise. But we unfortunately have some bad news, and we are now officially out of decorum. How bad of the decorum are we out of, folks? He's back after I get a good almost 2 week hiatus. The man, the myth. Really? That's what we're going with? Really? No. We're not gonna do that one. We're gonna call him exactly what he is. The man who actually sat here and doesn't know a damn thing about the ECHL, but managed to beat myself and Reese and the ECHL Brain Trust to actually take a nice chunk of the conference semifinals finals last week. He is the deliriously broken man who is now known as Lord Injustice himself. Doug Barrett is back. Doug, try not to fuck this one up.
Hey. It's good to be back. As many of you guys know, I was out having fun with a few family and friends I haven't got to see in a while. So none of that's done, and I'm back.
I'd like to send a special thank you out to my extended family in Farmington, New Mexico. That is Jesse, Nika, Manny, Delilah, Monica, Big Papa Ring, Mrs. Ring as well. I'd like to thank all you guys for a great time, and especially like to thank the two main ladies that have pretty much been taking over my life recently. That is my baby girl Abby, who was, as always, the center of attention and the real MVP, and of course the MVP above her lovely mother Dasha. Thank you guys so much for a great time in Farmington. It was completely worth the price of admission, and we're sitting here taking a really unexpected detour to get to you guys. I'll have to tell that story to the boys somewhere down the road, but let's just say I will never take I-25 to get to Farmington, New Mexico ever again. That being said, folks, it is time. Tip-off had already started up on one end of the spectrum. The Western Conference Final started up. The Warriors actually came out and got a big win over the Spurs. I believe it was a 2-point victory. So you already know the San Antonio Spurs and the Golden State Warriors. Yes.
I was just telling you, it was a 2-point victory. But let's be honest, man, that's supposed to hype this series up and everything. I can't believe I'm going to quote Charles Barkley here. This NBA playoffs have been so boring that Charles Barkley said he's had more fun watching the hockey playoffs. Let's be honest. It's just going to be the Warriors and Cavs unless one of the two bitches, yes, and I do mean bitches, somehow does the impossible.
So we already know Doug's going for Cavs Warriors 3, so we already had that nailed down. Well, that takes care of one set of picks. I'm going to just say this flat out about Charles Barkley. Charles Barkley is a fucking moron. He has always been a fucking moron, always will be a fucking moron. The fact that anybody even takes anything that Charles Barkley says to actual heart is almost insulting to the rest of us in the sports world who actually pay attention to these things. And yes, let's see here.
He's actually right, though. That's the problem.
No, he's not. No, that's the problem. This is Charles Barkley. Charles Barkley is just pissed off. Charles Barkley is just pissed off that the fact that these kids out there on the floors now, they could run circles around this old fat bastard, and he wouldn't even know what hit him. Charles Barkley would go back to the amnesia days when he was a Philadelphia 76er, and even then he sucked. It's pretty bad when Allen Iverson is more reputable as a player than Charles Barkley in the city of Philadelphia, folks. Let's just keep this in mind. Charles Barkley wants to be the center of attention. If Charles Barkley wants to be the center of attention so bad, he should focus more of his attention on his new show, American Race, which actually premiered on TNT last weekend. He should focus more on that show because the fact that you got the whitest black man on the face of the planet, and this is even including me, according to some circles, to host this show about race in America when you got an idiot in the White House. It just seems like this trickling downward effect that we've all seen, we've all known, and we all pretty much have tried our hardest. Stephen A. Smith just needs to shut the hell up. Shannon Sharp needs to shut the hell up. Skip Bayless needs to shut the hell up. Matt Ducherman, he needs to shut the hell up. And above all else, Charles Barkley. Oh my God. Who the fuck cares?
It's the thing, Captain Long, and I know you ain't going to admit it because you're not going to. Charles Barkley is technically right, because let's be honest here. Has the NBA playoffs this year been any good?
Yes.
Compared to the NHL playoffs. Which one's been better? Be honest. Which one's been better?
Truth be told,
you're full of shit.
Truth be told, it's
NBA in the NHL?
Really? You're actually. Yeah, I mean, honestly, you're comparing the NBA playoffs to the Stanley Cup playoffs. I want you to think about this for a second. The dominant teams in the NBA have done exactly what they've done. Dominate. The top two teams in the Stanley Cup playoffs, the two top teams in the Stanley Cup playoffs. Oh, Chicago. Oh wait, Nashville. Delete. Let's see, Washington. Oh shit, Pittsburgh. Delete. So right now, the only way this would be justifiable is if Ottawa beats Pittsburgh and goes to the Stanley Cup final, and Nashville beats Anaheim, and Nashville plays Ottawa Stanley Cup final. It's the only way this will be justified. And on top of that, if Boston beats Cleveland.
Predictability in the NBA playoffs, let's be honest, excluding, I think, the Jazz beating the Clippers, we have pretty much called everything correct.
No, there have been some people.
Is more better than the shocking things you've seen in the NHL playoffs. Yeah, right. I'm the goddamn Batman.
Okay, I'm sorry that Charles Barkley honestly has nothing that can't actually take shots at somebody legitimate. Charles, here's a thought.
It's honest though.
It's not an honest thing. It's Charles. It's bloody Charles Barkley. I would take Charles Barkley seriously if he was sitting there on a golf course with O.J. Simpson before I consider his basketball knowledge any kind of relevance whatsoever.
Let's be honest here. There is a chance, well, probably 99% chance, we're going to see Warriors and Cavs for the third time, which I'm honest, I don't want to see that, but it's probably going to happen because the Spurs are lumping in the series to begin with, and now they don't have their main guy again. And, oh, yeah, the Celtics, which congratulations to the Celtics on beating the Wizards. Unfortunately, the Celtics have been so bad in the NBA playoffs, they almost got eliminated by the fucking Chicago Bulls at one point. We thought all the Bulls were going to beat them because how bad they were playing. I'm sorry. The only way you can justifiably tell me the NBA playoffs have been any good is if the Warriors or Cavs get eliminated. If they don't, and it's a repeat for the third year in a row, I can tell you this. There's going to be too many people watching the NBA Finals because it'll be the same fucking bullshit we've seen the last 2 years. Either Golden State wins and that bitch ran out of Oklahoma City just so he could get a damn ring, gets one, or be the city of Cleveland gets the second championship in back-to-back years.
Now it's starting to make sense.
Playoffs, either Penguins repeat, or we see a new championship, and hell, Nashville could win their first championship.
No. Okay.
Exciting.
Okay. No. Whoa. Did you just actually just take that little tirade that you just did, that rant, that bomb, and just infused it with some Pittsburgh pudding?
Yes, I did. My point is this. If you look at how the series have gone in each particular sport, the NBA hasn't been good because you had Warriors and Cavs have swept everybody. So fun. It looks like they're probably going to do that again, correct?
No.
Anyone really going to get Boston and help a win?
Yes.
Probably not. Anyone going to get the Spurs a win?
Yes.
If anyone says yes, you're a fucking moron and probably need to lay off the crack.
Oh, my God. Reese, please, save it. Take them.
First of all, Doug, what was that one point you brought up about the Boston and Chicago series?
There was a lot of people after Boston lost the first two. Granted, I still had Celtics, but there was a lot of people saying, "Oh, Boston's going to blow it now. They're going to be eliminated." And then we thought, and a lot of people said the same thing when they played the Wizards.
Remember, tell me. Wait a minute. Now let's go where I was going with this one. How did that series wind up starting?
Boston losing, I believe.
Losing the first two games, right?
Tell me, how many people gave Chicago even one game in that series, much less two?
I don't think any of them did, but I know there was a lot of people who gave them at least one. That was 2-0. I saw everybody switch to Chicago.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
I guess from my standpoint here, here's where I look at this one here. If you take LeBron James out of the equation, what does Cleveland have? Nothing. Not a damn motherfucking thing. You don't see people sitting here saying this about. See, you got Charles Barkley sitting here saying that these NBA players were the most boring, or have been the most boring he's ever seen. Has Charles Barkley actually gone back in time and seen half the times he's played? Because I'll tell you right now, Charles Barkley was probably one of the most boring players I had ever seen in my life. And I'm not talking about Charles Barkley, the chunky monkey that now sits behind a desk because he couldn't get a ring. I'm not talking about the Charles Barkley that sat here and did really crappy ass basketball Nike commercials one lifetime ago when he was playing basketball, and I use that term loosely. I'd rather sit here and take the opinion of Shaquille O'Neal, who doesn't have a legitimate thought in his head and let alone a legible one in his mind coming out of his mouth, then sit here and take anything Charles Barkley takes to face value. Because Charles Barkley, if nobody knew who Charles Barkley was, nobody would give two shits about him. If they didn't remember him, they remember him more when he was a peanut son than he was anything else. And the fact that Charles Barkley, the man who has been rendered himself obsolete over his entire post-NBA career, a guy who couldn't even get a victory, couldn't get a playoff, a championship with Philly, Phoenix, or Houston, is going to have the audacity to try to sit here and say that these playoffs have been the most boring ones. Well, here's the thought, Charles. Where was this so-called trash talking that you're doing before Cleveland sat here and clinched? Where was this shit last year when Cleveland was, I don't know, in an 0-3 hole and came back? You were kissing LeBron's ass last year. Now all of a sudden you're saying these playoffs have been boring. And as far as the bitches comment in regards to Kevin Durant, let me just tell you something right here first and foremost. You can call Kevin Durant anything else on the planet, but to call him a bitch is an insult. Why is it an insult, you ask? Here is why.
Think about it. He's doing what LeBron did so he could get his ring. No matter
Whoa. No. The difference between Kevin Durant and LeBron James is that LeBron James couldn't get it done in Cleveland the first time, so he packed his bags, tucked his tail between his legs, went to South Beach. Won 2 in South Beach, and then decided, I'm going to go home and try this again. And what did they do? This is the same dumb fucking people in Cleveland that sat here and burned this fool's jersey when he said he was taking his talents to South Beach, wasted up about an hour of people's time sitting here talking about his life in Cleveland, how much he loved Ohio and how he was. This is the same dumb shit that sat here and said he never turned his back on the state of Ohio and then literally went to Miami and won 2, came back to Cleveland, won 1. He came back to Cleveland and people are just like, wait, where's my duct tape? I got to put this shit on. Cleveland, you're not legitimate fans, so sit down and shut the fuck up about it. That's what it comes down to.
I agree with you.
Bottom line.
You're pretty much condemning LeBron James for doing it, but you're not going to condemn somebody else doing it.
Because what is Ohio? What is Ohio to LeBron James? Home. Where is Kevin Durant originally from?
Washington, I believe.
And did he say he was going to take his talents to Oklahoma City? No. Oklahoma City said they were taking their talents from Seattle to Oklahoma City. That was a Durant choice. Durant wanted to make the best decision for his career. And the fact is that war between him and Westbrook, it was going to come to a head. He doesn't have that same ass-kissing loyalty that Dwayne Wade and LeBron James had when they were jerking each other off in the shower in South Beach. LeBron goes to Cleveland. What happens? Oh, shit. Miami's obsolete again. So what does Dwayne Wade do? He packs up and he heads home to Chicago. Nobody gave Dwayne Wade shit for going home. And nobody should give Durant.
Some people did.
Oh, why? Because he sat here and left Miami? Oh, man. He left Miami and went home to Chicago. It didn't matter.
You don't want to condemn D-Wade, but here's the thing, at least with D-Wade.
I'm not condemning D-Wade.
He won his.
Oh, no. I don't know.
Just, if you want to go off on him, but let's be honest here. If anyone wants to be mad at D-Wade, at least D-Wade did it after he won his championship and went home.
What is the phrase?
At least he can retire if he did it after he won.
The phrase is, if you can't beat them, join them.
Mad at him.
No. I'm not even mad at Dwayne Wade. I'm not mad at Kevin Durant for what he did. I actually applauded Kevin Durant when he decided to say, if you can't beat them, join them. And that is something that has worked out well in their advantage. But LeBron, I'm going to get pissed off at LeBron till the cows come home because everybody thinks LeBron is God, and he's nothing more than just a jackass who gave his home state the finger, won 2 rings surrounded by a bunch of bitches, then went back home, and then pretty much, what did the city of Cleveland do? Instead of sitting here chastising that sack of shit for his shenanigans, instead of chastising him for literally leaving them in the first place like they did when he announced he was leaving, they welcomed him back with open arms and got pissed off at the likes of Dan Le Batard for sitting here actually showing LeBron how much South Beach actually thought of him when he decided to go back home. So nobody can sit here and say that what LeBron did was justified. What LeBron did was a bitch move. He's a pussy for it. And by the graces of God, I hope that LeBron James loses the NBA Finals because the sorry sack of shit deserves a little fucking humility for once in his sorry ass career.
Hey, I would agree what he pumped it true. But if you're not going to say Kevin or Durant, then you're difficult because it's pretty much the same thing. Because he just leaving for money. He left to go to Golden State because he wanted that ring.
Isn't that the whole point?
That's a bitch move.
Isn't that the whole? Isn't that the whole point of it?
Marry somebody who has money.
If you're playing the game, if you're wrestling, your main goal when you become a wrestler is to become world champion. If you're ever to be world champion, you in the wrong business. Same thing with football, same thing with hockey, same thing with baseball, same thing with basketball. Durant wants a ring.
Problem with that.
What?
That's a double-sided thing because we've seen a lot of great people who have never won the championship due to circumstances like a Dan Marine. So let's go with wrestling. Owen Hart, one of the greatest wrestlers in many people's eyes, mine included, never won the big championship. So sometimes you don't get to be the heavyweight champion. I think if more people realize that, maybe things would be a little better. I mean, come on, there's people who want Enzo to be fucking world champion. Come on. Really? I don't want to see that shit.
Reese, we're sorry. Go ahead.
Here. Ed. Oh, first of all, let me wrap all three of these, but I'm going to go in reverse order with this one. As far as D-Wade leaving Miami and going to Chicago, because truth be told, neither one of these three should be getting clowns for it. All right, let me go with D-Wade in Miami and Chicago. First of all, we all knew that D-Wade's career in Miami was getting ready to fall apart. Because truth be told, what more could that man have done? He's been there his entire career. He pretty much was the entire team for the entire first half of his career, like before LeBron showed up. And then even with Chris Bosh, and even when it was just him and Bosh, Wade had to go back to being the entire team again. So it was like pretty much what more was Dwayne Wade going to do? Because he was getting ready to be stagnant. He needed to leave Miami. Now, of course, there could have been a lot of teams that could have used a guy like D-Wade, but it made sense for him to go to Chicago. Like Cap Brown said, it's home for him. And plus, not to mention, he's got somebody to improve with in Jimmy Butler. They can use some help up in the front court. And then, hey, Chicago could be all right then. And then if they actually find themselves if they find themselves another shooter, Wade can even pass the torch off to him a little bit once that guy gets settled. So as far as D-Wade goes, hey, matter of fact, he should be heat-free. Kevin Durant. Now, I do got to admit, of all the teams, I initially thought the last team he should have joined was the Warriors. Especially if you remember, since we talk about 3-1s blown so much, that it was the Thunder who were just a mere one game away, 3-1 lead, and then they wound up collapsing. But at the same time, I kind of got to admit, it was the smartest move he could do because, and I'm going to eventually bring this point up with LeBron later. He's been at Oklahoma City 11 years. It was 10, 11 years. And, yeah, Russell Westbrook has been showing inconsistency all throughout his career. And truth be told, those two are pretty much the entire team because Ibaka could show up here and there. They really dropped, like Harden could have been there, but I think Oklahoma City didn't use him correctly, so they could have had a real good triple threat there. But then Harden went off to Houston. We all know how that went. And then, as Cap also brought up, Durant and Westbrook were going head-to-head undercover, kind of like Actually, I got to say, even worse than Shaq and Kobe did. And then once, but before things really got to a head, KD just like up the pack the bags gone. And now, look where he's getting ready to be at, unless somehow the Spurs pull off the miracle of the century, even without Kawhi. He gonna finally be back in the finals. All right, now which takes me to LeBron. You want to know the real reason why he left Cleveland? Because Dan fucking Gilbert was wasting this dude's talent. I was like, you give him a past his prime Shaq and past his prime Antoine J. And this is what you're going to do to help bring a championship? Get the fuck out of here. And matter of fact, do you know why I never had a problem with LeBron making the quote-unquote decision? Because Dan Gilbert undercover was giving LeBron James the finger. So you know what? LeBron James took one of it and say, you want to give me the finger privately? Why are you sitting up here telling me, I'm your star and I'm going to get you what you need to help build a championship? Well, Dan Gilbert, LeBron publicly and rightfully gave you a finger. Matter of fact, he gave you a Stone Cold special and gave you both birds. And they went to Miami, who, by the way, didn't you say that your Cavs would win a championship before LeBron won one in Miami? The very week after the decision was made? How did that work out for you? Oh, y'all wound up the bottom of the league, not one, not two, not three, but all 4 years. Miami was in the finals and then winning 2 of them. So then, LeBron decides to come on back home, which, by the way, we all knew at some point it was going to happen. Now, did I expect it like after his contract in Miami ran out? No, but we all knew it was going to come at some point. So then, and by the way, now, Cap, here's why I actually agree with you on this one. Here come all the Cleveland fans saying, he's back! And then more importantly, Dan Gilbert would act like, oh, yeah, LeBron, you know when I said we was going to win a championship before you did, right? You know, here comes Dan Gilbert kissing his hand. And this is why I said the night after Cleveland won last year's finals, that the only person besides them Cavs fans that burned the LeBron jerseys in the first place that did not deserve to be celebrating this championship was Dan Gilbert. Because now, guess what? He got what he wanted. Now he actually has some players that doesn't make the Cavs look like a joke. And now, what happens? Oh, they finally get themselves a championship like they should have done 8 years ago when they had an even weaker team to go to the finals and get embarrassed by the Spurs. And now, as far as this year's go, yeah, despite the ineptitude of the East, they're looking like they're getting ready to go back again because even though that they have to do this on the road, that Boston series, I think, may have taken too much out of them that I don't even know if Isaiah Thomas could call upon the strength of China's departure to ride one more wave of momentum. Because even if they go to the NBA, even if the Celtics go to the finals, the Warriors are just going to have too much weight for them. But it's fun. But let me go back on Tavern to finish this off. Hey, as far as LeBron James goes, okay, he's already done what he's needed to do. And truth be told, like, he doesn't really have to go out and do anything else Anything he's doing after this, it's just like icing on the cake. He wanted to help Cleveland win the championship. He did that. He already got his 2 down in Miami in the first place. Did that. Hey, if you're local, yeah, he's been to the finals 6 straight years. Unfortunately, it's not going to be 7 for him. But hey, that's, like I said, that's neither here nor there. He's already got what he's needed to do. Anything he's doing after that, yeah, he's just like sitting up in the easy chair. He's sitting in the easy chair, drinking on his whatever he likes to drink, if he does drink. And after that, he's just saying, yeah, critics, yeah, just like I did to Dan Gilbert, yeah, I got 2 fingers for y'all. Here they are.
And then the burning will continue. And here's my thing is, and then we're gonna literally take a time out from all this. I want everybody to think back to a little bit last year when Cleveland played Miami, and it was right around close to the time before Cleveland actually got to win that first championship. It was literally one of the most what the fuck moments that Cleveland should have ever paid attention to. But they didn't pay attention to that because they had the championship. They're like, okay, we're happy again. Yay. But that wasn't the case. See, after the game between the Heat and the Cavs, it was actually happening in South Beach. And I believe LeBron was actually shooting the shits with Dwayne Wade after that game. And I think his words were, and I quote, "This team don't start acting right. I might have to just hear it until I'm screwed again, and I'm going to end up coming back to South Beach." These are LeBron. This is LeBron James saying this. Keep that in mind. This is LeBron James, who has spent so much time trying to sit here and get vindicated. And he figures one championship will vindicate him from the shitstorm that he pretty much left on Cleveland. And again, Cleveland is a city of bandwagon fans. It is, without question. And I pretty much will man up to admit it. Cleveland is a city of bandwagon fans. If you don't have a big giant O on your chest, nobody gives 2 shits about you. And this does include LeBron James, and it got proven when he announced that he was leaving. The same thing can be said for instance, the city of St. Louis. When Albert Pujols decided that he was going to leave St. Louis and go join the Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim, California, 90048, his jersey got burned. When Jason Hayward decided he was going to join the Cubs, his jersey got burned. When John Lackey decided he was going to join the Cubs, his jersey got burned. It's just a rite of passage. It pretty much is. Now, if Hayward or Lackey or Pujols decided they were going to come back, you're not going to be seeing fans taping up their jersey or trying to find like some pieces of the jersey that didn't get torched to sit here and wear to welcome back LeBron open arms. See, if the Cleveland fans were real, they would have actually sat here and came and wore those burnt, chopped up, jacked up, piss-covered, shit-covered, ran through the mud, ran over a few times, dumped in the dumpster, tossed in a trash can jerseys the very moment LeBron James stepped off the plane and came back. But they didn't do that. Instead, they faked it. Kind of like how Cleveland, the Indians, faked that lead over the Cubs in last year's World Series. Just like the Browns have been faking themselves as being a legitimate football team since their secondary birth. Now, you're not going to sit here and see Rams fans in St. Louis cheering on the Rams in LA. You're not going to ever see that because that's a loyalty factor. That is we got a little bit more pride in ourselves and a little better class than to be with the likes of a bunch of fan bases who actually have the audacity to beat the hell out of opposing teams' fan bases just because they're wearing the wrong colors in their yard. Let me tell you, ignorant fuck, something about Inglewood. If Dr. Dre is literally sitting here repping up Inglewood, and yet you want to call your team the Los Angeles Rams, what kind of message are you trying to send exactly? Now, Kevin Durant wants a ring. As we said before, if you're not trying to win the big one, if you're not trying to win the championship, you're in the wrong business. AJ Styles did not wrestle this long just so he could sit here and be a footnote in the annals of professional wrestling. He did not actually do that kind of madness just so he could actually sit here and say, well, I did everything I wanted to do except become world champion. Neither did Sting, neither did Ric Flair, Neither did Diamond Dallas Page. Big ups to you, DDP. Thanks for the DDP yoga. I'm going to be trying that out later. But in all honesty, if you're not out to become the man, you're wasting your time. Tom Brady is living proof of that. And good job for somebody who got so pissed off at Tom Brady that they actually made him the cover for Madden 2018. Apparently, you guys got a death wish. And apparently the city of Boston's going to let you know about that and the quickness. This is the same thing with, let's just compare what LeBron did to if Derek Jeter did it. If Jeter, who had been a lifelong Yankee, did the exact same thing that LeBron James did, people would hate his fucking guts. But when he came back, they let him know he hated his fucking guts and he had some serious making up to do. I have not once seen LeBron James make up for shit. And if you're talking about his charity work and helping kids go to college, whoopee fucking do. Everybody can sit here and be a part of a Make-A-Wish Foundation. It doesn't make you liked. Just ask John Cena or Roman Reigns. It's living proof of that. Even to this very day, O.J. Simpson is still one of the most hated African-American athletes in history. Not because he allegedly killed his ex-wife, but because he was stupid enough to write a book about it and then go rob somebody at gunpoint in a hotel in Las Vegas and then still expect the world to love him. That's why people hate OJ. This is why people hate LeBron. It's because he figures he's LeBron James. He deserves everything. He deserves the world, blah, blah, blah. No, he has to earn all that. He should be able to earn the respect of the reporters and the writers and the guys who get in front of the cameras and literally do this over and over and over. But LeBron has not done that. In fact, it's safe to say that LeBron James has done nothing more than do what LeBron James has always done. Focus on LeBron James. Again, it wasn't LeBron James that hit the game winner in that finals last year. It was Kyrie Irving. But when the clock hit 0, they all swarmed around LeBron James like he was a rap god. They swarmed around LeBron James like he basically just brought a city of obscurity to relevance. But it was Kyrie Irving who hit the shot. Nobody mauled him. But they show the cameras. They all show LeBron on the floor in Oakland crying like a little bitch. And I'm calling it exactly that. You won 2, you dumb bastard. You won 2 before you won the one in Cleveland. Why are you crying? This is why people don't like LeBron. It's because the world of the NBA is now becoming the LeBron Basketball Association. If LeBron don't like it, shit changes. The best karma that will happen to LeBron is if in the event they do make it to the NBA Finals, and the coach that got squashed because they thought he was to blame for the fact that the Cavs just flat out absolutely sucked. No, not LeBron. Oh, no. It wasn't LeBron's fault that the Cavs lost that final to the Warriors. No, it was the guy who happens to be an assistant coach for the Golden State Warriors right now. And the best karma for LeBron is the Warriors win the NBA championship. And then after they win that championship, the guy who got fired because he couldn't get it done when LeBron came back. His comeback tour sort of tainted by just that one moment in time. And this guy is going to be the one that wins an NBA title. And he's going to look straight at camera and go, hey, Cleveland, fuck you twice. Because he's going to be able to do something that LeBron can no longer say he done. He managed to do it without LeBron James. He did it with Kevin Durant. He is that guy who earned the right to be called the man because of the fact that he stuck it out all the way to the final stretch of his career, and the only thing he wanted was a ring, and he realized he wasn't be able to get it done with Billy Donovan, wasn't be able to get it done with Russell Westbrook. So he went to the one place that people claim is the most dangerous place on the planet. But yet, for some reason, if he went to Cleveland, would they have said the exact same thing? No. But he went to Golden State instead. And then the NBA labeled him the bad guy. The writers labeled him the bad guy. But LeBron James is supposed to be Superman. Well, get ready, Superman, because either Boston or Golden State or San Antonio is going to become your motherfucking kryptonite, and I'm going to be on a couch with a bucket of popcorn and a big-ass 40 just for old time's sakes, laughing my ass off with a blunt in my mouth as the team that you thought was going to be the team that was going to basically make you relevant in Cleveland again fails you. And then what excuse will you have? What excuse will LeBron James have when he fails? That's the epitome of sports karma. And it's coming for LeBron. And he has to realize that. And if he doesn't believe that, just wait till this Boston series. Because there's a very good chance that a team that's just been tested by one of the best guards of this era in John Wall, maybe, just maybe, it's going to be that team that's going to bring Cleveland back from its Cloud 9 status and force them to change their Facebook status to formerly undefeated, no longer listed as undefeated. Boston will put the backs against the wall with Cleveland. Just like San Antonio, this is Greg Popovich. You never want to go against him. Tyrone Lue? Who? Irrelevant. The only reason they got Tyrone Lue there is because he has to be the poster child. They had to have a guy in a suit. But LeBron, this all comes back full circle to him. What is it going to feel like when LeBron James fails? And Cleveland has to think about that. Because thanks to LeBron, the Indians are not world champions. The one time that they didn't want LeBron to show up, and he does. And what happens? Cubs win the World Series, even after the Indians battle back. Maybe that's the explanation. Maybe that's the reason why LeBron doesn't show up for hockey games. Or maybe he shows up and just sits there and puts on a disguise because he hopes maybe that will be enough. But I got to tell you, maybe the poison that's plaguing the NBA, maybe why the NBA is so boring, Charles, Doug, NBA writers, maybe it's boring because LeBron James has run his course. Maybe people are just tired of seeing LeBron in the NBA Finals. Maybe they're just tired of seeing LeBron, period. Maybe they just don't want to see LeBron trying to dominate the East only to choke it out in the final. Maybe they don't want to see LeBron say or hoist up another championship because they're kind of figuring in their heads, why give him the fucking pleasure, the simplest pleasure on the planet, than by babying him and holding his hand all the way to the mountaintop? You wanted my respect, LeBron? Why don't you go out there and fucking earn it without whining like a bitch? Then, and only then, will LeBron James get any, maybe a little bit of respect out of me. That's my burn on him. I could give a lying shit about anybody else's. Fuck LeBron James. Plain and simple. Now, let's get to the picks. We already know where Doug's staying, leaning. Walk, 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 walk. What is this, a fucking Charlie Brown special all of a sudden?
50th minute. Yeah, we won 50 cats in the boy. It was because Celtics ain't going to do enough to actually be able to win. And as far as the San Antonio, and I think I could Mr. Papa, but I'm sorry. They got one guy who's out for the series, but the other key star player, he's got ankle issues. So at this point, I think Mr. Jones or Mr. Captain Ron or hell, even the Pussy Master could play for the Spurs at this point. That would probably give them a better opportunity. I would say myself, but I'm white, so I can't jump.
Big shouts out to Tayshaun Jones, who apparently is asking about Injustice 2, because apparently everybody's all about Injustice 2 today. Hope everything's going well for you there, Mr. Jones. I'll try to touch base with you sometime this evening. So, now we know where Doug and, of course, the entire world stands. Reese, I think it's time. Unveil your NBA final.
Warriors, Celtics.
I love it.
Really? You're picking the Celtics? What? I want to get in some modern pussy.
Why? No, I'm going to tell you why. Because one, like I said, like I brought up earlier, I think Isaiah, although like I said, it's going to be questionable, Isaiah Thomas has been driving the strength of China's depth for most of the series. But, and the one thing, and Captain Rod will remember, I called the Celtics out earlier in the Wizards here.
Yep.
And guess what? They have been doing what I dared them to do. Step up and play consistency. Because Bradley, he had been off and on. He showed up during the series. Somebody who I didn't, it's Kelly Olynyk, was the big factor of why they won that Game 7 against Washington. Horford's been showing up. Crowder's been showing up. Morrison's been showing up. And I was like, yeah, now that Boston's bench has been finally taking some pressure off of Isaiah Thomas now, and they've been stepping up. I was about to say, do you think the Cavs will be doing that? No, because let me tell you why. Kyrie's going to get his. LeBron's going to get his. Question mark in this series, as he usually has been, Kevin Love. And I was like, and then who do you go to after them three? Not a damn person.
Wow.
I think Smith is still playing on that team, I think. But I'll tell you this. How about we make this a little interesting then, because it seems like he's going to take Boston as well. Let's make it an interesting wager then. If Boston does eliminate Cleveland, I was singing Notre Dame's most hated rival, Boston College's theme song. However, if Cleveland wins, you got to sing Notre Dame's fight song. Let's put it out there on the table.
No.
I'm confident enough in my
No. Okay, for starters, I have never asked any grown individual to ever sit here and speak on my behalf unless it's my lawyer, and unless I can't say what I want to say is the only reason why anybody else is speaking on my behalf. There's only two people who have ever done that in my lifetime. That is my lawyer and that is my ex-wife. One of those I still talk to. You can just decipher which one it is. That being said, you're damn right I'm taking it. You're damn right I'm picking an upset. But why? Oh, I'll tell you why. Because this is where great minds start thinking alike. Reese and I pretty much had this conversation last weekend. I pretty much sat here and said, I think we both even said it, that the winner of this series between Boston and Washington was going to have enough caliber. I mean, you think about it for a second. You got Al Horford, who has given Cleveland fits, who has given LeBron James fits when he was in Atlanta. He's now on a team that's actually proven themselves to be a little more worthy of being that Cinderella story. And that's the problem with the NBA. They don't have Cinderella stories because, quite frankly, they don't have that same feel-good vibe as... Really? Excuse me.
Hockey? Basketball?
Oh, my God. I hate when people interrupt my shit. Oh, anyhow, I'm pretty much sitting here calling this one there. The Boston Celtics proved that they can actually hit it when it counts. I've literally said time and time again that no matter how good Cleveland thinks they are, there's always going to be a team that knows they're good. And Boston has proven that they are that damn good. They have shown beyond a shadow of a doubt in two series with Chicago and with Washington that they are that damn good. What did we learn from Cleveland? They can run up a fucking score and they can call it a happy day. What's another team that said that? Who was that? Oh, right. The New England Patriots when they were going undefeated. Running up the score, not giving two shits about anybody else. And how did that end out for them? Oh, that's right. They met a little snotty-nosed kid named Eli Manning who didn't want to play for San Diego. And he ended up making Tom Brady his bitch. Even to this day, Eli Manning, well, Tom Brady is still Eli Manning's bitch, even to this day. You talk about a team like Boston, and nobody's giving a shred of hope to because they're figuring it's the mighty Cleveland Cavaliers. They're better than they were last year. Yay! No, they're not. Otherwise, Cleveland would have had enough balls to sit here and actually show up when the season matters. The first rule of playoffs is you never, ever, 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 ever want to go into a postseason with a loss, because that loss will come back to bite you. In fact, I think the Penguins pretty much figured that out the hard way when they lost to the Ottawa Senators, because they figured, oh, we're going to have a cakewalk with these guys. They're nothing. They're just skating by. Same thing with Anaheim. Nashville sat here and proved that they can get it done. Anaheim proved they can get it done. Pittsburgh can get it done. Ottawa can get it done. You go into the NBA, it's the exact same scenario. The Spurs could get it done because Popovich is that damn good. Nobody can top that one. And big shots out to Becky Hammon, because she's proven that behind every great man is a woman that's about to become a WNBA Coach of the Year. If it doesn't become NBA Coach of the Year, because quite frankly, that's where the road goes. You're learning from the greatest mind. It's living proof. Tyrone Lue is not coaching this team. He's letting these guys play this street ball, schoolyard bullshit. And sooner or later, it's going to be a team that's going to play some tougher street ball, schoolyard bullshit. Hi, Boston. Say hello to the Boston Celtics. They will prove that they can get it done. And this isn't about wagers. Nobody gives a fuck about the Fighting Irish. Nobody gives a two shits about the Boston College Screaming Eagles. Why? Because the Irish hadn't really been good since Rudy, and Boston College, nobody remembers them except for Doug Flutie. Again, nobody cares. This is what it's going to come.
I made that wager because of the fact that I can't think of any fucking college teams to fight on for Cleveland. I'm sick of Cleveland. You think Cleveland lost in the Jim Cage show? I made it Boston College and Notre Dame.
See, that's the problem.
Hey, you can't.
See, no. It's not this one. It's the fact that basically everybody's all on Cleveland's dick, and they haven't really done anything to earn it. Okay, you guys came back last summer and won the NBA title over a hobbled Golden State Warriors team. Yay! Whoopie-doo! What the fuck have you done lately? You swept through the first.
They swept 2 teams out of the playoffs, just like the Warriors did.
They swept 2 teams out of the playoffs. But here's the thing. See, the Warriors proved that they can win without Steve Kerr. They've had. Oh my God! Isn't that black guy the former coach of the? Did he used to coach it? And holy shit! You take Tyrone Lue out of the equation, and what does Cleveland have? LeBron. We got LeBron James. We're the greatest. Black yaka yaka. This is the best way to find out how good Cleveland is. When this series shifts to Cleveland, which it will, all the members of the Cleveland Indians and all the members of the Columbus Blue Jackets and all the members of the Cleveland Browns should be in attendance to reciprocate the exact courtesy that LeBron James gave to them when he visited their house and they got a mud hole stomped in them and walked dry by their opponents. In this case, the Pittsburgh Penguins, the Baltimore Ravens, and the Chicago Cubs. In fact,
wait a minute. You can't use the Browns because almost everybody beat up the Browns last year. So we could beat the Browns.
Hey, this is true. However, it's LeBron James's town. Nobody gives a damn about the Browns or the Indians or even the Blue Jackets, who are a little bit up the road or down the road in Columbus. They don't give a damn about that one. What they give a damn about is championships. They win one, and now they think they're the shit. Well, here's the newsflash for you. You will be the it team to beat in the Eastern Conference, but when it's over, even before it starts, you're still going to be the it team, period. Cleveland must be prepared to cry again. LeBron will cry again, but it won't be in a good way. My upset pick of this conference finals to follow suit with my picks of the Senators and the Predators and the Eagles and the Monarchs. I am taking the Boston Celtics and the Golden State Warriors because, quite frankly, does LeBron really want to find out what happens when you talk shit about the Warriors? I don't think so. In fact, I can almost bank on it that he doesn't want that to happen. But hey, it's LeBron James, right? Stephen A. Smith, the guy who talks shit about the Cowboys on a daily basis, sits here and grabs LeBron's ass and says, I got you, bud. Shannon Sharp, Skip Bayless, guys who are supposed to take the parental advisory and slap the shit out of them. but cannot say one good solitary negative thing about LeBron James. It's almost like ESPN and Fox Sports doesn't have the balls to sit here and say LeBron James is a whiny little bitch and he deserves to get his ass kicked in the conference finals by a guy named Isaiah Thomas. But I can, and Reese can, because we don't follow the curve. We don't follow the norm. And this is what Boston is built on, doing the complete opposite of what everybody else has done. So my pick.
Oh, Kat, can I take this back to where we go? Oh, sorry, Doug.
You want to?
Nah. Let's go ahead. Doug, go first. Boom.
I didn't say anything. I was going to let Captain Optimus before I opened my mouth, but...
Oh. In that case, Kat, can I take this back to where we originally went?
Give me
Yeah, Charles. You want to know how boring? You said these playoffs will be boring. You watch this Eastern Conference Finals very carefully. I know y'all covering the West and whatnot, but just do me a favor. You find whatever chair. That's like take your broadcast chair from the Senate NBA on TNT, pull it up real close to your TV, and watch the Eastern Conference Finals when y'all not watching, when y'all not covering for the West.
Well, this ain't that terrible.
I want you to watch. Yeah, I know that might not be a little impossible for Charles, but still. I want you to watch that Eastern Conference Finals very carefully, Charles. I want you to tell me how boring that series is, and then go ahead and still say that the NBA playoffs were boring.
Well, I gotta tell you this much. That Eastern Conference Final must. It ain't terrible. It ain't terrible. So I guess that's a good thing. Doug, did you have something you want to end off with?
I don't see Boston. Like you said, if Boston wins, that'd be the biggest shock and the only good shocking moment of the NBA playoffs so far, because everything else has not been shocking.
And you know something? Just because you said that, I will put it this much. There's a part of me that sits here and says the Stanley Cup playoffs would have been 100% shocking if the Penguins had lost Game 7. I think everybody pretty much can agree on that one. If the Penguins had lost Game 7 against Washington, I'm pretty sure they would have found something wrong with the playoffs then, because beloved Sydney won't get a chance to repeat. And they're not even going to repeat this year. I'm sorry, Schittsburg, but you got to rely on Ben Roethlisberger and his 1 year at a time rehab bullshit to bring you guys another championship. Or maybe you might get smart and finally sit here and let Clint Hurdle do what Clint Hurdle does best, which is basically drop the motherfucking hammer on his players instead of coddling them up like a bunch of little babies. In any event, folks, those are your picks. NBA picks Cavs, Warriors, Part 3, as well as Doug Barrett. The Golden State Warriors and Boston Celtics are the picks of Reese and yours truly, so let's just lock them in now. There is officially only one mulligan left out of this entire thing, and it's going to be a nice one. I'm going to give a mulligan to everybody for one pick in the upcoming rounds. Of course, they're going to be the championship game, so we all know how that's going to turn out. So we're going to have some fun with this one. Reese Cap will return later on this week, folks. If you pretty much need some refresher courses, feel free to tune in to the Reese Cap. I can't even get my words out because I'm so pumped up and excited. I never thought I'd see the day where I'd be able to unleash a pipe bomb this early in the show. But big shouts out to everybody there and to everybody out there that took the time to watch this show. Thank you so much, Brick and Mortar, for having my back and giving me the new theme song. Got the broadcast. And, of course, thanks so much to Rock and Reese and Doug Barrett for taking time out of their busy schedules. Well, Reese's busy schedule because Doug's just at home playing Injustice 2 and getting pissed off because, well, everybody's beating him in something. You can catch Doug sometime.
I've only lost 4 matches, so I've been doing pretty good, thank you.
You can catch Doug sometime down the road on his infamous show, Doug Barrett Uses His Words. And if you need me to explain that to you, just tune in the next time he decides to sit here and invite a bunch of people on the PlayStation Network. For everybody who's sitting here getting ready for Backlash, obviously we got a chance to talk about this one in this episode. We will try to talk about Backlash this coming Saturday on a post show where we will hopefully be having a few members of RWF Media as well on that. So, on behalf of everybody, hope you guys had a great, happy, safe, and enjoyable Mother's Day. And I hope to see you guys next time. This has been TLC. I am El Capitan, and we'll see you in hell. Enjoy the finals.
One of these days, the mountains are gonna fall.